Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 things the CPAs need to know about social media. What's important about social media within CPA firms, it's a little bit different than businesses that are not regulated. The CPA profession is regulated, and there's many types of regulations that you need to be aware of as a CPA and as a CPA firm before you move into the social media space. That's what some of the things that we're going to cover today. First of all, it's regulated. FINRA 1006 regulates how blogs and social media networking websites should be used. Unlike most businesses, there are things within the CPA profession that are required. For example, retaining records of communications, doing things like making sure there's interactive electronic forms, making sure that if you're using social media for different things, that there are policies and procedures within your firm. So regulators, if you get called to the carpet, can check and see that you have all of these things in place. There's also FINRA 1139, which provides guidance on social networking and business communications. Again, policies come up. Policies and procedures are very important when it comes to the CPA profession and making sure that you're doing things by the books and through the regulations. Communications may not automatically be erased or deleted. There are tools that you can use to track communications as well as comments, likes, shares, all of those kinds of things. So tools must be in place so that you can track all of these things. Training and education is also very important for your staff as well as your leaders so that they know what can and cannot be done through social media. For example, you would never want to share confidential or client information via social media. 2. That being said, it's very important to realize that social media is very possible for firms. There are many firms today that are currently using social media. Here's a short list of some of them. Withum Smith Brown does a great job with video and using Facebook for their firm. Trieger Financial Group is using Facebook and LinkedIn, using LinkedIn particularly to help generate leads for their firm. New Vision CPA Group is a CPA organization that uses so many cutting-edge tools and technology and the cloud to connect with clients. Beach Fleischman, which is this site that you see here, has a really great use of Facebook. They even have the string right there, or the stream of it right there on their homepage. The Sleater Group, many state societies are also using social media to talk with their customers, their members, and also influence the profession. Even the AICPA has some guidelines. They share information, and they talk about a variety of social media tools that are available for CPAs. Approvals are required. It's very important to know that if you're using someone else, a third party, to manage your social media, it is still your responsibility to provide the approvals and know what's being done on your social media platforms. All the content must be approved prior to distribution. That includes tweets, Facebook posts, LinkedIn comments, blog posts, video, etc. Monitoring and using workflows can be used to create an effective workflow and to automate part of that process so you're not tied to your social media. It's not meant to be a deterrent, but rather a tracking mechanism to make sure the firm is keeping a firm handle on what's being shared and understanding that employees and staff must know what can be shared and what cannot be shared. It definitely requires planning. Create content calendars, align content to marketing and lead generation goals. Start with one social platform first rather than jumping into several at one time. Set metrics and goals so that you can track what's being successful. Measure. Absolutely. You want to track things and make sure that you're doing things effectively, measuring that against your goals and seeing how it's working out for you. Reporting on it. Having monthly reports or weekly reports, depending on what your needs are, you want to know what's going on with your social media. Also having a crisis communication plan for both the positive and negative impact. Crisis communication can also be applied when you have something that goes viral. You need to know how to manage that, how to share that, what to do with the information. This is just as important when something goes wrong. Being able to share information and leverage the social platforms to help rebuild the brand and overcome any challenges that may be coming up. Again, here's policies and procedures. All of these things are needed when you're thinking about your social media planning. This one is always a question that comes to me. How do we track the return on investment? It's very important to be able to align social media just as you would any other marketing effort with return on investment. So for example, when you get a lead from LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, you need to be able to align that with a goal, with a lead generation opportunity. So it's important to track those things, define your metrics. You can track leads through different tools available, for example, in Google Analytics or through Facebook or through HubSpot or Hootsuite, whatever tools you may be using. Most social platforms have metrics and can report on them. Use lead generation forms to collect contact information. This will help you to easily identify any lead that comes in and tying that back to return on investment. So for example, if your firm actually gets a lead through a blog post that you shared on Twitter, you can track the incoming message from Twitter. You can then track that person throughout your website to make sure that you understand where that lead is coming from. Things to avoid. Try not to hard sell. Social media is not about hard selling. It's about connecting and generating good content that your customers can use. Overposting is also a no-no. People don't like spam, and social media can be considered that just like email can be. Sharing too much about your firm's services and not providing value to your readers. That's another thing that you want to make sure you're paying attention to, focusing on what your customers and your clients need. Sharing poor content or content leaks from disreputable sources, that reflects poorly on your brand, so make sure that you're paying attention to that. Giving social media responsibilities to junior staff who know technology, which is great, but they may not necessarily know branding or marketing or understand your business to a point where they're responding effectively for your social media. And then also choosing a social media platform based on trends. Don't always go with the trend. You want to look at where your customers are and the places where they're talking, communicating, and that's where you want to touch base with them. All that being said, how do you get started? You have to know your buyer persona. Who is your target market? Research the best social platforms for that target market. Create a content calendar for your posts so that you always have that available to check back with and put reporting against. Develop your online profiles. Make sure that you're filling out the profile completely and more as robustly as possible. Leveraging keywords in your online profile is very important. Posting content on a regular basis so customers know when you post to their sites or when you're sharing information on content on social media platforms. Tracking the social platform metrics, very important. And reviewing your website analytics for referral traffic sources. That's a really great way to be able to start that lead generation process and tying it back to return on investment, and which also leads to the last point, which is tracking leads. You want to be able to know where people are coming into your website, generating leads, and how they're finding you. Here's an overview of what the process looks like. First, you want to know, why are you doing this? What are your key objectives? Who is your niche? What target market are you trying to get to? And is your competition playing in this space as well? You then want to create your value proposition. How easily will it be for clients and prospects to find you? Developing that creation space or online value is where people are going to actually start to engage, which is the next step. Your social network to achieve objectives. You want to list, listen, and connect with people. List your influencers. Find out who they are. Listen to people in your channels. What are they talking about? And connect with them. Share things with them, like their pages, share their posts, etc. You need to still manage relationships, time, and reputation, just like you do with every other marketing effort. Know how others are perceiving your value, and making sure that you're building on that value. And then lastly, reporting. Measure each week or month. Define your objectives and goals and track the success to those goals. Here's a quick getting started checklist. Determine which social networks you should use. That's very important because it's not about the trends, it's about where your audience is. Identify and write your social media goals. These should align with your firm's goals. They should be connected to your marketing goals and also be tracked and monitored. Establish a budget. Social media is not free, though many people think it is. You still need to budget time, resources, and effort to put into the social media process. Consider how much of that you're willing to put forth and set a dollar figure for it. Identify your social media staff. Who can and cannot manage the social media? Very important to know who these people are going to be. You want to also create a content calendar. That's really effective when you have to think about all of the social media posts that will be going out from your firm for that week or that month, and being aware of it, you must approve it according to regulations. Claim your usernames on social platforms. Usernames are things like your firm's name, or maybe one of your service lines, or if you have a practice that specializes in a certain area, those are usernames. You want to use something that leverages your keyword or your brand. Establish your social brand voice. If you're an accounting firm that works with creatives, you might have a little bit more flexibility with your language and how you present your content. However, if you're a CPA firm that works with very conservative clients, you may approach the voice of your brand much more conservatively than if you work with people who are in a different industry. Create and post your social logos and images to help build your brand portfolio, making sure that you're leveraging your current branding standards so there's no confusion in the marketplace. Here's who we are and some of the things that we offer. Love to talk to you about your social media and digital marketing needs for your firm. Give us a call, reach out to us, check out our website. We share a lot of content about marketing and social media. Would love to hear from you. Thanks a lot, and I hope you have a great day.